You are welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say, the #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly, also known as the R&B King. As we all know by now, one of the major claims by government prosecution is that R. Kelly violated the RICO Act, when he involved his staff in organizing trips for him across state lines. Booking his flights, lunches and dinners according to government constituted RICO violation by the R&B King. According to government, if he moved with any of his girlfriends then to some of these arranged events, then the RICO charges against him stand regardless of whether their age was known or not, or whether the purpose of the trip was criminal or not. Jennifer Bonjean's defense on the contrary suggests that by assuming this, prosecution is criminalizing what is supposed to be normal life. And besides, there is no proof as to what R. Kelly did with his girlfriends across state lines. And according to Bonjean, these could have been business trips and nothing else. Despite contestation by one of the best and most successful appellate lawyers in the world, the prosecution has continued to insist on the RICO Act violation by Robert, which saw him issued a 30-year sentence at the end of the New York trial. For this reason therefore I was forced to do some research and read through the case reports available, from the time Robert was arrested to date. I was shocked by what I found to have been the prosecution's proof of enterprise, as published by the Washington Post the day the verdict was read. According to prosecution, the defense brought to the stand 5 witnesses, a few of whom worked for R. Kelly and at first denied having seen R. Kelly involved in the alleged events. But upon cross-examination of R. Kelly's childhood friend and former bodyguard, prosecutors claimed discrepancies begun to emerge in their testimonies, when a former accountant of R. Kelly stated that he recalled drafting a document that described the singer as the head of RSK Enterprises, something the prosecution considered a notable development given the criminal enterprise component of the racketeering charges. Reading this made me develop goosebumps, as I too have used my initials before and added the words enterprise to formalize some of the documents I have published. I once made a stamp with these details that I used at home for my family investments without ever imagining this could earn me 20 years to life, in case I ever found myself on the other side of the law. Whoever told government prosecution that this has anything to do with a criminal enterprise surely told them the lie of a lifetime. To even imagine RSK Enterprises meant anything close to that is simply wishful thinking. It's disappointing to learn that this was the kind of evidence that was being discussed in court, and I hope this appears on the trial transcript as reported by the Washington Post. Perhaps Bonjean can use this weakness to contest the falsely imposed RICO charges. The way someone can be sent to the guillotine for such petty reasons as adding the word enterprise to their name or initials surprised me a great deal. In fact, directors of companies with name suffix enterprise were greatly intimidated by this report, citing how dangerous it's now becoming to be running an enterprise company. It looks like the courts are not considering the purpose of the said enterprise as an important component of the entire RICO enactment. The purpose for which the enterprise was created must have been criminal from the beginning, with all staff recruited for the purpose of crime. But in a case as R. Kelly's where his occupation was globally known, and is nothing else other than his music, why would hiring assistants be criminal? Which big artist in this country doesn't hire assistants? Unless it's been lately determined illegal for music stars to hire. For this I wish to be enlightened. It is some of these claims by prosecution that are not backed up by concrete evidence that eventually result in wrongful convictions, which in my opinion are a total waste of taxpayers' money. If government wants to use a try-and-error approach to serving justice, better they try it in states like Kansas where wrongful conviction does not attract a monetary compensation to cost the taxpayer. In New York however and in Chicago, this situation will be different if mistakes are identified later. The ambiguity of the RICO Act has made it prone to misuse by the authorities. There is completely nothing RICO about the R. Kelly case chain of events. All we have is a celebrity who had a team of employees to help him accomplish certain business tasks. Nothing else. The prosecution twisting this information around to prove an enterprise would probably be believable, especially if they hadn't added such bogus evidence to their plaintiff argument. According to DS Channel, The RICO law being used against R. Kelly is a clear message sent by the government to all black celebrities, professional athletes or black men with wealth that they can change the rules of the game at any time, basically cheating within the legal system whenever they want to. America is supposed to be a free country, but it seems more like an oppressive communist state against black folks. According to Marvin, I always thought the prosecution probably had some kind of proof for their RICO charges against Robert, and this is what they present. Shame. Just because the R. Kelly associate mentioned that he once drafted a document where RSK was addressed as the head of RSK Enterprise does not relate with the enterprise described by the RICO Act. Indeed, every business is a form of enterprise as it involves a group of people working together for a common purpose, and that was his music business. This is what makes the purpose of the enterprise a crucial element. If the RICO Act does not consider the purpose for which the enterprise was created, then the law is indeed bogus. According to Ray Johnson, it's rather confusing to see that the government is insisting on the application of the RICO laws on the R. Kelly case along with the Mann Act, yet no single accuser mentioned anything like being taken across state lines for the purpose of illicit business. It appears as though the R. Kelly's case is a special case, where anyone can twist the laws the way they want them in order to implicate him and ensure he gets the longest possible sentence. I would have loved to see the prosecution prove their case. This would be satisfying, but they haven't. I think it's important that the Brooklyn District Judge goes back to school and takes a refresher course to better understand the difference between a RICO enterprise and a legitimate business corporation. If R. Kelly ever owned an enterprise, it wasn't the illegal one the law demands us to prove before convicting anyone with RICO. The only organized business R. Kelly did manage was his music. His relationships with any of these women were completely his private affairs, and that's why these women insisted it was him alone, mentioning no other names among the accused persons. We hope the appeal court judges can dig deeper and understand why the trial judge was far more interested in R. Kelly's downfall than to ensure justice was served. If she is nor racist, then there's an even bigger problem that could have created personal vendetta between them. If you wish to take part in a live interview discussing any of these topics, let us know by sending an email to sashalfnmedia@gmail.com for scheduling. Thank you for watching today's video, a production of LFN Media, giving you another perspective of issues at hand. We make it our business to keep you updated with the truth amidst the cloud of lies the media wants you to believe. It is therefore important to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon and allow all notifications so that you don't miss out whenever we publish a new video.